Hello, I didn't think it was going to start then. Hello, me handsome. So we are back for the final day of what we're calling Oscars week, so where we build up to the Oscars, which are taking place on Monday. Now, we've looked at our favourite films throughout the week of certain genres. So we looked at Disney, we've looked at sport, we've looked at historical films, we've looked at teen comedies, and today we're looking at musical films. Now again, dividing this one will be, it's including some biopics, some adaptations of shows, but effectively these are songs that either have a strong musical interest in it, so it has a musician as the star of it, or are musical films, and these will all make sense as we kind of go through it. At number 5, I'm going to choose a brand new film that I watched very recently, which is The Complete Unknown, the story of Bob Dylan with Timothée Chalamet in it. Very, very good film, and of course every kind of 10 minutes there's a song being played in it. It is probably arguably a biopic film, because it is, but it is very good at the same time. Lots of songs in it, which is why I'm going to class it as a musical film as well. Lots of the Bob Dylan classics, Times They Are Changing, Blowing in the Wind, all that kind of thing as well, and obviously his newer, more iconic stuff as well. But it's a very good story. Timothée Chalamet is eerily good at the role. From what I understand, he spent a very long time, I think 5 years, I think they said, rehearsing for the role to try and get the singing right, and the singing is eerily good. So he is nominated for an Oscar on Monday, so fingers crossed he does get the Oscar, because I think, looking at the list, I think he deserves it more than anyone else, judging by that fact that he learned it. But he's very good, and there's some other very good actors in it as well. One of the lady singers in it is, who I've completely slipped my mind her name now, is extremely good in it as well. But yeah, a fantastic film. Edward Norton's in it as well. He's really good. Yeah, a good kind of controversial film at the same time. Looking at the themes of the film, not the film itself was controversial, but when you're watching the film, it's a controversy where he's a folk singer but he wants to do other stuff, and he's kind of tired of people telling him what he needs to be. But yeah, and obviously Bob Dylan's album, one of the biggest albums ever existed, that's kind of how the film ends with that one there. So a very good film, and I highly recommend going to watch that one if you haven't. At number 4, not 5, 4, I'm going to go with The Greatest Showman. So Hugh Jackman, Zac Efron, Zendaya, etc. Looking at The Greatest Showman, obviously an adaptation of the show, and the show, I can't remember actually what it's called. I don't think it's called The Greatest Showman. I think it's like something else. But anyway, very good film, very catchy, annoying songs, a fun story. You know, guy opens kind of a circus, wants bigger things, ends up kind of missing his family, etc., and goes back to some of their things. Coming of age as well for some of them. Zac Efron is meant to be, I think, a young kind of entrepreneur, gets involved with it, becomes a better person because he's a bit of a drunk alcoholic. But songs are very catchy, songs are very fun, songs are very powerful as well, about, you know, differences, especially where there's a big, where you'd argue the circus freaks almost type thing, sing about, you know, they are who they are type thing. Yeah, a really good, strong film. I mean, I imagine most people have seen it. It's a very good film. Hugh Jackman's very good in it. Zac Efron's good in it. Zendaya's good in it. Really good story between the two of them. Obviously, they kind of fall in love, but there's a race issue there, because of the time when it was filmed. So that was a really interesting part of it as well. So really good. At number 3, I'm going to choose again a very new film. I'm going to choose Wicked for this. Now, if you know me, I'm not a fan of the show. I have issues with the show, the story, the timeline, because I'm a bit like that. But this film was exceptionally good. The casting for it, I think, is perfect. I questioned it initially when I saw Ariana Grande, and I didn't actually know who the woman playing Elphaba was, but very, very good singer, very good story, a very well made and directed film, which is what I think I love about it. There was a single part that brought me all close to tears, to be fair, which is where they go to the ballroom and they kind of have a little dance, and it's dead quiet and they're just kind of dancing with each other, and it makes you remember it's not about her being a witch and her being green and different. It's about race at the end of the day. When you kind of look at it, it's about, if you change all the words green to black, that's the story. That's the story going back, you know, to the 1960s and before in America of how different it is, but this individual is so special, so unique, that people end up liking her. But yeah, very powerful scene, that one, and a really good story, and obviously the singing unbelievable. Fortunately, Jonathan Bailey is very good in it as well, and he's just going to be dominating everything going forward. So I already know he's in the Jurassic World show, but yeah, a very good film, which annoyed me. It was very good, but I was very shocked at how good it was. Top two, possibly shocking ones for some people. Number two, I'm going to have Tick Tick Boom in it, which is a film. Andrew, I forgot his last name as well. Andrew basically plays Jonathan, who is the writer of Rent. He was a struggling guy, wanted to compose a musical, struggling, but a very talented person. One of his close friends ends up getting HIV/AIDS, which then kind of inspires him to write some musicals. Ironically, it's not really about him writing Rent. It's about him writing another show which they like, but they don't like enough for it to be a musical. And it's just about his struggles there, with lots of catchy little songs in it. Especially the actual Tick Tick Boom main song, 3030, is a very good song. But Andrew Garfield, I can't get names right today. Andrew Garfield plays him. Exceptionally good in this film, exceptionally good singer as well, and I think that's probably what shocked me about it, was I didn't expect him to be a very good singer, but he is quite a good singer and he plays the role very, very well. Really good film. If you haven't seen it, it's probably a bit of a niche film. I would strongly recommend going to see it. It's very, very good. Number one, if you know me, you'll know this one. It's really obvious. I'm a big Jersey Boys fan, so Jersey Boys. Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons, a biopic effectively of them by Clint Eastwood. Exceptionally good, very well made. Music is very good. I'm a big fan of the music, of course. The picking of the cast is just perfect, I think. A lot of the guys were on Broadway as well, so he's just basically plucked them from there to go into the film. Christopher Walken's randomly in it. A really good film, obviously some of the most iconic songs of all time. And I wasn't aware until I actually went to see the show on the West End how some of the songs that you just know were them. And of course Frankie Valli's one of his big songs, I Love You Baby. People assume it was someone else, but it was obviously Frankie Valli. Loads of these big songs that you just assume were someone else were actually Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons, and they're unbelievable. It's a really interesting story based on truth as well. Really fascinating story. Obviously recently I've seen videos of him deteriorating, but he's getting on a bit, which is quite sad to see. But absolutely fantastic film, one of my favourite films. I can watch it again and again with ease and enjoy it. So go out and watch that if you haven't. But effectively that is my list of musicals, and of course that is our Oscars week over. We'll do another one next year. I may even film that in the next couple of weeks and just load it already because I'm lazy like that. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed the week. Hope you can go out and kind of assess what your favourite films of these genres are. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the Oscars. I'm looking forward to films coming out this year as well, to see what's available for the Oscars next year. I'm waiting for that one really good just drama to get involved with, but we've not really seen too much coming out recently. I think a big issue, some of these streaming platforms are killing it, cinema a little bit. But I'll still go to the cinema. I still love going. The smell of the cinema, the feel of the cinema, the sound, you can't beat it at home at the end of the day. But hey, that is our list. And we'll see you again for more Wing related videos when we get back to it. So ta for now. Take care.